إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد يقول الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحج أشهر معلومات فمن فرض فيهن الحج فلا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج وما تفعلوا من خير يعلم الله وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى واتقون يا أولي الألباب وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الحج عرفة أو كما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم نسأل الله أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. My respected elders, brothers and sisters, let us thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this special 10 days. My standing here has actually evoked some memory, and so I almost got lost in what I was doing. Some years back, I stood right here and gave khutbah. And some of the brothers that, mashallah, were with us today are no more. And only Allah knows, as a matter of fact, who is going to witness the next Jummah. And so please let us take advantage of this special 10 days and be our best. If you look in this very ayah that I quoted, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Quran chapter 2, verse 187, that the translation more or less, fasting, Hajj is performed in a well-known month. فَمَنْ فَرَضَ فِيهِنَّ الْحَجَّ Whoever takes ihram with the intention of making Hajj, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives some specifics. فَلَا رَفَثَ وَلَا فُسُوقَ وَلَا جِدَارَ فِي الْحَجِّ. This is a lesson that not only those who perform Hajj should actually adhere to, but all of us. When it comes to sexual relationship, this teaches us to be actually self-disciplined and no disobedience and no quarreling or disputing among ourselves. Now the first part has actually destroyed a lot of us. Sometimes that sexual attraction gets a person to do things that you unimaginable things. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is saying that even if you are with your wife, that goes to show how to actually discipline yourself. Because as we all know, from the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there are two things that we have problem with. Women and wealth. And in this very ayah, it's not about accumulating wealth that is a problem. But then it should be within the perimeters of Al-Islam. And there should be no disobedience. Now, if you look at this very ayah and look at it from different angles, that goes to show how way off, and it's very unfortunately, ummatically speaking, you can see that we are way off because we are not self-disciplined. As a matter of fact, sometimes we think by disobedience, that is how we show how tough we are, how civilized we are. Our wives today are disobeying us. Because only last week I gave a lecture on feminism. This is in New York. Feminism. And so, because now they are well sophisticated, they think it's okay to disobey their husbands. And most marriages that we started 5-6 months ago are crumbling. And that's very unfortunate. We in turn are disobeying our wives. Because we think we have to be bossy to actually subdue them. And even though the Prophet ﷺ have said that we should actually complement each other, we don't. Worse than that, we disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The month that we are witnessing right now, especially this special 10 days, we have to revive that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has repeated throughout Al-Quran. That has to do with obedience. By being obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and people in charge, and we should stop quarreling or fighting among ourselves. This is the third part. Today we are specialists in trying to find out our differences. And even though we are on the same page 90% of the time, that doesn't really matter. The 5-10% difference, that's where we focus. And we all trying to see where to find the difference and throw each other in Jahannam. You go to Jahannam and you go to Jahannam, but you go to this and you go to this. As one sheikh said, on the day of Qiyamah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to reward you for how many people you kick out of Al-Islam. No, it's just the opposite. How many people do you invite in? The month of Arafah, the days of Arafat, especially tomorrow, we should be fasting. A special fast. And even though, as Dr. Abdulrazak was saying yesterday, there was a dispute that, okay, if a person cannot fast today, so which means if he's going to fast tomorrow, it's going to be, only Saturdays, and the Prophet ﷺ said we shouldn't fast on Saturday, but this is specifically for a purpose. For instance, you have a meeting after Asr, and you come inside a masjid. We all know that after Salat al-Asr, there's no any other Salat. But then you've now entered to, you have a meeting, and it's after Asr. By performing 2 rak'ah as the greetings of the masjid, nobody's going to blame you because something necessitated that. And so if we couldn't fast today, we shouldn't say that, the Prophet ﷺ has actually said on Saturdays, and that is extremely important. Fasting tomorrow is extremely important. As it expiates the sin of a year before and the one to come, stated in Sahih Muslim. And if you take all this and lump them together, by being disciplined and knowing where we cage in our sexual desires, by being obedient, by being at peace with each other instead of quarreling, that is not only good for us spiritually, is actually good for us physiologically. Because anytime you find yourself in this state, which means you are actually putting your stress level in check. And as you put your stress level in check, which means you are not putting your system in overdrive. And if you are not putting your system into overdrive, which means it gives the heart the chance to pump between 60 to 100 times in a minute. And when this happens, which means it actually helps with circulation. And if it helps with circulation, which means by extension, it actually helps revive your health. And it is this health that is your wealth that you use to actually perform that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has imposed on you. And talking of the fasting. And I know some of us, mashallah, after the month of Ramadan, Mondays and Thursday fasting, we kind of like push it aside. But we cannot afford not to fast tomorrow. You might have heard the scientists are saying, according to latest research, that the most effective way of actually detoxifying your system is through fasting. And they say the best is to fast 6 times in a month, according to latest research. But over 1,400 years ago, the Prophet ﷺ has actually encouraged us to fast 8 times in a month. So we are way ahead of the curve. And if we are not doing it, let us take advantage of fasting tomorrow to actually jumpstart that Mondays and Thursday fasting. If you have ever heard of Dr. Dean Anish, he's a colleague of one of our professors. He was the first to actually reverse heart disease without medication. And that was a biggie, as they say in America. A big news. SubhanAllah, when we were at Cornell University, learning about how to reverse the same thing, the protocol to actually reverse heart disease without medication. Wallahi, if you look at all the fools mentioned from A to Z, you either find them in Al-Quran or in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. But we didn't make use of it. A non-Muslim made good use of it and made history. You might have heard of Dr. Bremer, who said one of the best ways to actually align yourself is to actually focus on the floor, thinking of something that pleases you, and make sure that your feet actually faces the same place that your eyes are fixed. If you look, we all know about this book, Sifatu Salat al-Nabi of Imam Albani. That was exactly the way the Prophet ﷺ taught us to what? To pray. But we waited for others to actually do it, to actually remind us that this is the health benefit. I'm not talking of the spiritual benefit because we all take, we've taken it for granted. If you go to Surah Al-Baqarah, Ayah 61, you have some list of fools mentioned. Sometimes we become so a little bit lazy that we want everything written down and, thrown out. Fi sabilillah. But it's just a homework. And by fasting Mondays and Thursdays, and taking the protocol mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ayah 61, start it, check your blood sugar level, check your pressure level. In a matter of 1 month, go back to your doctor and let him assess the difference. If non-Muslims are fasting, Not because they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or even if they do, they're not Muslims. Because they see the health benefits of fasting. And tomorrow being a special day, give me one reason why you don't want to fast. Or give me one reason why you cannot fast. Have an ulcer. I'm sorry. Fix it. So that next year, inshallah, you don't miss this opportunity. Or you can start on Mondays and Thursdays. How do you do that? Take the hadith of Bilal radiallahu anhu and Salama about the efficacy of herbs. You have what is called licorice. And because taking it too much, because it's so powerful, you can take it in a form of DGL. That is deglycerinated licorice. In a matter of month. And put your ulcer in check. The name is very scary. Deglycerinated licorice. I don't want to use it. You still have no excuse. You can use cabbage. This it's not something, it's not a rocket science. These are the same foods mentioned in Al-Quran and the Sunnah. Amazing. Some of the key components in Tibb Nabawi. If you take cabbage juice, you just take cabbage and juice it. Just sprinkle a little bit black seed, coconut water, or pomegranate mentioned in Quran chapter 55, which is Surah Al-Rahman. In a matter of months, inshallah, you put the ulcer in check so that you don't miss this special benefit. And this is the month of Arafah. Tomorrow is a special day. We cannot afford to let this fasting go by. Let us do all what it takes. I don't have an alarm, so I can't wake up. Right there, it tells us that you don't pray Fajr. So when you go out, please, I wish I've known this. I will have, brought some alarm watch. I can sell them right outside and make money. Do all what it takes, or even eat in the night. Wake up and sip water and go on with the fasting. Because as you stay from morning to evening without eating, the body still has to what? Operate. You still have to do what you got to do. And because you don't have food in your system, the body will have no choice but actually to tap into your adipose cells and extract fats. These are the same places that your liver, working in tandem with your kidneys, actually put all the toxins that have been accumulated for a long time. And so as the body is actually trapping these adipose cells, with it comes what? The toxins. And it becomes easy for the body to get rid of it. Because sometimes we take, we used to it, even though it's not good. We take plastic cup and put in hot water to drink tea. That's very toxic. Because the plastic will leach into the tea toxins. And then we take it, you really enjoy it. We take sugar, even though this is not our food. Someone say, but it's not haram. You're right. But then it's not tayyib. Kulu mimma fil ardi halalan tayyiba. Right or wrong? And so the food is halal, but it's not tayyib. And it accumulates in our system. Fasting helps get rid of it. لَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ أَن تَبْتَغُوا فَضْلًا مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. And even though it's time for Hajj, even though it's time to actually worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chip in business. There's no problem with you, what? Doing business. And this is where we woefully lack the skills. We have long forgotten the fact that the Prophet ﷺ used to be a business mogul. And so we sit from morning to evening talking at small basis, as if we have nothing to do, as if we are not Muslims, as if the Prophet ﷺ was not our role model. Well, this ayah talking about Arafah and the special blessing, and this fasting is also talking about being what? Productive. And so please, I will take this advantage to appeal to the youth. Wallahi, we've been wasting our time far too long, sitting at places and talking all day long. This is not Islam. When you wake up in the morning, you should know where you're going. You should know your goal. You should know your long goal. And what are you going to do today to actually achieve that big goal? We should think big. We are Muslims. These are all infused in this very ayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did mention of Arafah. And so let us revive all that. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease our prayers. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in your lives. May our children be far better than us. May we contribute positively to this special country. May we contribute specially as Muslims to this special country. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us. Those who have gone to Hajj, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring them back safely. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين.